If the ICC makes a move and courses the move through the Interpol, and the Interpol makes the request to us for the arrest or delivery of the custody of a person subject to ICC jurisdiction, we will respond. Wala na tayo sa jurisdiction ng ICC. Pero that does not necessarily mean, because of what I just said, that does not necessarily mean that the order of the ICC enforced through the Interpol is to be ignored. I'm not saying na yung ICC ang inaano natin, yung Interpol ang pinagbibigyan natin.
Good afternoon po kay ES. Other matter lang, sir. Are we changing our position po when it comes to ICC? Because Secretary Remulla mentioned that we're having a softened stance when it comes to the probe on the drug war.
Na ganito yung sa ICC, ano? We have withdrawn from the ICC, membership from the ICC, and that withdrawal is already in effect. Pero we have been very clear in our statements regarding this. If the ICC makes a move and courses the move through the Interpol, and the Interpol makes the request to us for the arrest or delivery of the custody of a person subject to ICC jurisdiction, we will respond favorably or positively to the Interpol request. Kasi nagbe-benefit din tayo sa Interpol in other cases. Hindi naman pwedeng sabihin na, oy, kumo ICC ang nag-request sa inyo to come to us, hindi na namin kayo papansinin. Kung tayo ang magre-request sa Interpol, hindi na rin tayo papansinin yan. Because that is committee, ang tawag doon eh. Committee. Pakikipagkaibigan, pakikipagmabuting you know what that means, no? Okay.
Sir, ano po yung sinasabi niyang mga areas of cooperation na pwedeng gawin ng Philippines and ICC?
Well,
yun po ba yun?
Ganito yan, ano? Wala namang definite na o klaro na sinabi na magko-cooperate kaagad. Okay? I do not even know kung ano ang ibig sabihin ni Secretary Boying. But as far as experience as given to the government shows, yung request ng Interpol should always be respected. Because the Interpol is also doing a service in other areas similar to this. So, that's the meaning of committee. Oo.
So, sir, yung position po ng government, ng Philippine government or ni PBBM sa ICC is still the same?
Well, yung position is, wala na tayo sa jurisdiction ng ICC. Pero that does not necessarily mean, because of what I just said, that does not necessarily mean that the order of the ICC enforced through the Interpol is to be ignored. I'm not saying na yung ICC ang inaano natin, yung Interpol ang pinagbibigyan natin.
Thank you po.
Pia Gutierrez, ABS-CBN.
ES, can we get a comment lang dun sa sinabi ng Makabayan block that the President is deliberately blocking the impeachment of Vice President Duterte in Congress? She's referring to yung nangyayari daw po na hesitation to initiate impeachment proceedings na may kinalaman daw po dun sa earlier admission ng Pangulo that he told lawmakers not to file impeachment complaints against the people.
Oh, ganito, let's understand this in the proper context. No? Ang tinanong kay Presidente is, are you in favor of impeachment? Siyempre, hindi niya sasabihin na in favor siya or he's not in favor because that is the prerogative of the Congress. You know that under the Constitution, the impeachment must emanate from the lower house. Okay? Now, if the President has made a statement at all about that process, it is only an opinion that he stated because probably the thinking of the President is that might be distracting us from our agenda and our move forward. No? But we do not say to the lower house because we cannot dictate on the lower house. It is a co-equal, it belongs to a co-equal branch of government. All we were saying, the President was saying to the lower house is, this is my position. But he's not blocking. He's not blocking. He cannot do that. Because it is the discretion of the collective of the lower house. If they decide to initiate, there is no way of preventing that. You remember, many years ago, si Speaker Manny Villar, no? when he endorsed the impeachment complaint against President Erap, no one could have prevented him kasi diniretso niya yung impeachment complaint sa Senate. And immediately the Senate acted. Oh, that's all. We have autonomy, independence, and so on. We cannot dictate on the other branches of government.
Usapan po ba dito sa forum ninyo kung ano ang magiging implication nitong looming legal constitutional challenges sa budget?
Hindi pa namin alam kung ano yung complexion ng mga challenges. Ano? We are just receiving this from the media that there will be challenges. But until we see the actual complexion of those, whatever challenge may be mounted, it is speculative for us to say or comment on any of them.
Pero ano ang magiging scenarios should it come to that, na magkaroon nga po ng legal challenge sa budget and then the Supreme Court steps in and
Wala.
declares it unconstitutional? Paano ho mangyayari sa budget natin?
Wala. Alam mo, the Supreme Court will never stop the budget from being implemented. All right? I cannot understand if the Supreme Court will have that tendency to put a stop to it, even if any of those challengers will ask for a TRO. Because the government must function, must be run. Now, sasabihin nila, fall back on the reenacted budget. But the reenacted budget can come only when there is a finding that it has been vetoed or the Supreme Court has nullified the present budget. But that is yet to be in the end of the year, or maybe when this resolution of these challenges will have been delivered. Okay, but right now, the government must continue to function. There is a duly approved budget subject to all those that were vetoed, the items. As we have been clearly telling, the effect of the veto is only to reduce the deficit. No? Because that is all that the veto has as a consequence. The realignments will happen only later on in the spending process. Okay.